You were a presenter on CBC for how many years?
14 and a half years.
14.
Yes.
So you got a lot of crazy stories, right?
I had no idea what I wanted to do. Was interested in every part of media. I did radio. I worked in newspaper. All that stuff that I was doing and trying was preparing me to be a better journalist. I'd strut off that set like Naomi Campbell in Milan. What do you mean?
You just walk off?
Yeah. I hear telling Matthew all kinds of things that I never tell people.
Welcome to another episode of Gems from Friends. This is a podcast about entrepreneurs, creators, and professionals. My guests will be sharing stories about their journey and what they have learned so far while building their personal brand. You can listen to the episodes on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, or if you like to watch, you can see them on YouTube. But it's important to subscribe so that you can get notifications whenever I upload new episodes. Today on this episode, we have in studio with us Belle Holder. So the person I have in front of me today is a media personality, video producer, MC, PR, communication specialist, and writer. I miss anything?
Lots of things.
All right, continue.
Actor.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, you said voiceover artist. So yeah, actor, art buyer, mom, wife, sister, friend.
I got a confession. Everyone that came in here so far, we were actually like friends before.
Uh-huh.
So I hope we weren't really friends yet, but we know of each other. We be in the same spaces.
The first time we've actually talked.
Yes, this is the first time. So you're all seeing history right now.
Yeah.
So hopefully we are friends after you leave, at least.
Right.
That's what we're hoping for.
So our current existing relationship is usually the acknowledgement of, hey, head nod. Oh, you, yeah.
Exactly. Because it's either backstage or
always in passing.
Or Kaduma Day, or in front of some camera with a mic like this. And that is it. I mean, running from you because I don't want to be interviewed at the time. So let me start with, how are you doing? And give me the long version.
Oh, okay. I am tired, but I am excited and energized. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're not tired of this yet, right?
No.
Okay, cool. Just checking because I'm a little confused. Okay. So you're tired. You're tired but energized. So
yes.
So you have something that is giving you the energy, but then something else is taking it away. Like, how does that work?
So I think, and it's probably just a bad habit on my part, I don't sleep enough.
Okay.
Right? And so I think that's part of it. So I don't sleep enough, but then the stuff that I'm doing excites me and energizes me. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not much deeper.
So you're still on a high from certain things.
Yeah.
That's like me yesterday and the day before. I did a 3-day fast. Fast for 72 hours, right?
You had what? So only water?
Water and tea.
Uh-huh.
And I was putting a little bit of salt and electrolytes in the water, and that's it. But at the same time, I felt sluggish, but yet energized, similar to maybe how you feel.
What was the purpose of this fast?
Well, one was spiritual reasons, and the other was me just trying to reset, really. I felt like my body was giving me signals that it was tired. I was getting brain fog. And then I usually do stuff like this when I want to start a new journey, because I get like new downloads. It's a spiritual thing too. I get more connected.
There's a word in there you just used. Reset.
Right.
And also listening to your body. And so when I say I'm tired but energized, that's exactly what I'm talking about, is the recognition and realization, oh, wait, you know what? I'm tired though. Let me just pause for a minute and just be quiet.
Right.
And just listen to what my inner voice is telling me that she needs or she wants or doesn't want in this moment.
Right.
Yeah. And sometimes it's not always easy to convey that to the people around you. Because especially if you're a particular personality who's always the one making all the noise, blah, 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 So when you're quiet, it's like, you all right? Yeah, I'm good.
You're late for the party.
Am I?
Mm-hmm.
I let me just warn you that halfway through this, you're gonna be like, wait, who interview who? So
Let me switch roles.
and
At least not
I'm
yet.
not gonna do it intentionally.
Okay.
It may just happen naturally.
I can check you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Tell me, how did it all begin for you? I want you to go back to the beginning. So I heard that you was a model.
Mm-hmm.
Where that put us? What year?
That's not the beginning.
Oh, okay.
Mm. You want the beginning, in the beginning. That's the beginning that you want?
Yes. I
Right.
want that.
Okay, so I am the fourth of 5 kids.
Mm-hmm.
We're a girl sandwich. So you got boys on either end, 3 girls in the middle.
Okay.
And my mom was sitting on the bed. And I was due to arrive in December. And my mom was sitting on the bed, and my 2 older sisters were playing behind her. They were, I think, 3 and 6 at the time. And one of them kicked my mom in her lower back because they were playing. They were playing with each other. They're playing a foot game, and one of those kicks landed in my mom's lower back. Right?
Oh no.
And my grandmother kept saying, "We all don't stop now. We all don't stop. No, be careful." And they were playing. Oh, the footsie game when you pedal like this. You have siblings, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You ever played that foot game when you're pedaling and kicking? What? So fun. Anyways, apparently that's what they were doing. This is what I was told. And but one of those kicks landed in my mom's lower back, right? And she woke up the next day bleeding.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, man.
It's
So
not like your siblings are fearing you before you to even come out.
this story sets the tone for a lot. So so she was rushed to the hospital, and I came in October instead of December. So I'm a Libra. And she was told, take her home and make her comfortable because she's not going to live past 72 hours.
What?
And apparently a nurse, can't remember if my grandma told me it was a nurse or a lady that worked at the hospital, said to my mother, I don't even think you should bother Chris and AJ. Because it was that tiny, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, my mom took me home.
Who said that? Who said that?
Someone that worked at the hospital, either it was a nurse or a general worker at the hospital, said to my mother, I wouldn't.
This is what she
You want me
said?
to repeat it?
No filter. Anyway, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. So, So my grandmother said to my mom, because she took me home, made me comfortable, right? You got 3 days with this kid. Well, you know what? If she's going to go back to God, we're going to fast. So apparently I was like one of the fastest babies to ever be christened. I was christened at St. Mary's Church. My grandmother called up the reverend, and it happened real fast.
Wow.
Right? But 3 days came my way. Right? And apparently I was so tiny that I could only drink, 2 ounces of milk at a time or something crazy like that. Anyways, so by the time I was, I think, either 6 months or 9 months, because obviously I'm remembering this story as it was told to me every single year on my birthday. My grandmother would tell me this story. And she'd be like, you wasn't no bigger than a little belly whistle.
Yeah,
I had to look up what that was. Anyways, I think it's a fish. So apparently my mother left me with my dad and an uncle with instructions, of course, right? Only 2 ounces of milk, blah, 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 blah. These 2 jokers gave me the entire 6-ounce bottle or 9-ounce bottle, can't remember. And my mom got home. My stomach was like,
what's going on with your family?
what
they trying to do with you?
Said and hard. Mm-hmm. And my mother freaking out. And she was like, what did you guys do? And they said, well, she kept drinking. So we kept feeding her. Right? Yeah. So to me, I don't even know. Listen, I've never actually told that story publicly, Anyways. So that's the real beginning. And so those sisters became super protective of me. Right. So whereas your perception might have been, man, you it was some blows when you joined these 2 girls. Oh no, it was the other way around. They were always really protective of me
Okay.
and spoiled me. It was great. I think they still do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, happy that.
But that's the real beginning.
Well, happy that you're still here
You know?
and you're bigger.
Listen. But you know what's weird? I think that drives me, I think somewhere in the back of my mind, there's always this little niggling feeling like, "Man, what time I got left?
Wow.
Always crunching numbers."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, somewhere. So it's like I want to do more. I want to see. I want to experience. I think that's where that comes from.
Right.
That took me a long time to figure that out.
Okay. Okay. So let's fast forward a little bit. So into your teens now, you always see yourself as a presenter, like where you are now?
No, I had no idea what I wanted to do.
Okay.
So I tried everything. I was always envious of people who just knew. The people in high school talking about, I'm going to be a doctor.
Right.
I'm going to be a lawyer. And they do it.
Right.
Nah, I don't know what I want to do. I want to do everything. I want to be a ballerina too, but I have bunions. So by that, we're not going to talk about that.
Oh, what else you tried?
Right?
I promise I'm bringing it back. Yeah.
But so I was that person who would be like, my family reputation was, what she doing now? What she doing now?
Oh,
It was
all over the place.
be like always and super excited about it, this is what I'm gonna do. And so the broadcasting part came not even in my teens, in my early 20s, I think, when I discovered that I would be a really unhappy accountant. So
You were an accountant?
No.
Or you were training?
I was studying, but I'd be doing the homework and crying like, who want to do this all the time? But I would come home, right? And I made these announcements. So by this point, I was living in Canada. And I made these announcements. I'm going to be an esthetician. And my mother would be like, she never said no. Okay. She said, okay. So then I started waxing my sisters. So I started waxing everybody. And then I discovered, okay, but no, I don't want to wax strangers' bikini lines though, So I would, okay, so what else? So somebody else would come and I'd be like, hey, I want to be, And she would always say, okay. So that day when I came home from Atlanta, you guys remember that? 1996, I'm going to put it at.
Okay.
So this would have been the overtime, I think. So the Atlanta games, right? Remember there was a bombing in Atlanta? You can look it up. Anyways, y'all can look it up.
Maybe.
There was a bombing in the Olympic Village, right? Like a nail bomb or something crazy.
Okay.
And we were in Atlanta. And everybody was just, obviously that became the story. That story overshadowed the summer games.
Okay.
And I remember Bajans, right? So like 2:00 in the morning, we jump on the MARTA, that's the train in Atlanta. And we go down to the location of this bombing to see what was going on. And I became absolutely fascinated by, there were people there from all over the world. There was media from all over the world. And everybody was there for one story. And that fascinated me.
Right.
People who couldn't even speak English. Everybody was there for that one story. So the next day, they're like, we're going to go watch a basketball game. And I was like, nah, I'm going on a CNN tour. And they're like, what? I said, yeah, I'm going on a CNN tour by myself. Nobody else is interested.
Right.
So I went to the CNN tour. And lucky me, there happened to be a live talk show. It's called Talk Back Live.
Okay.
A live talk show that day. So I sat in the audience. And then the microphone ended up in my face. And I was asked a question. Man, I don't even remember what the topic was. I just remember how it felt and how excited I was. So I got back home to Vancouver and announced, I'm going to be a journalist. I'm going to study media. And my mom, okay. And I did. It was the one thing that I did that I stuck with. And so I was interested in every part of media. So I did radio. I did a show called Morning Drive By. It was hip hop, Caribbean sounds, was a soca music show with Mel Warner, who's still an amazing and wonderful person in my life and became one of my mentors.
Okay.
And he's won awards for what he's done for Caribbean music in Canada. And he is the biggest producer of Caribbean African music concerts and productions in Vancouver, right? I worked in newspaper. So I started a column called The Styling New. And the newspaper was called the Afro News. So at that time, the Black population in Vancouver was not very big. So, but it was, we had a niche. And then with TV, I always tell the story this way. I was doing an internship at City TV. And I had applied to do because that was required. I had applied to do my internship at the Nation here. Now, bear in mind, I didn't live here. So I was like, I'm going to apply at Nation and, spend the summer getting my credits. And and they were going to give me a stipend. And I was like, cool, I'm going to get a stipend, get my credits, and party for the whole summer in Barbados. That was the plan.
Right.
But then I got accepted to do an internship instead at City TV. And I was like, you know what? Barbados is there. I'm going to do this internship at City TV. So I always say then I made the mistake of doing an internship in TV. And I just fell in love. That was it. Because my attention was not stuck.
No, I mean like stuck in media.
Not stuck in media either.
Okay.
Because stuck to me is a connotation of that you want to get out and you can't.
Oh, sorry.
Right. And there's
Pro choice of
to do
words.
so. Yeah. So yeah, because my media intentions was to be a hard news newspaper journalist.
Okay.
Yeah. And so I interned at City TV. Let's say my internship ended, at City TV ended Friday. And on Monday, I got hired at the competing station.
Okay.
And hosted a show.
Okay.
Started hosting a show. Yeah.
So at any point during your media journey, have you been pulled towards anything outside of that? You know, like when you touch different things, you get excited about different things.
Yeah.
And
but you see, you know what? What I realized in retrospect is all that stuff that I was doing and trying was preparing me to be a better journalist. Because you have to know something about everything.
Yeah.
You have to know something about everything. You have to have that ability to research and learn. And you have to have a natural curiosity that never ends.
Right.
And so all of that I was doing was preparing me for my career as a broadcaster and as a journalist.
Right. So you would say to anyone who may not be sure about what they want to do right now to stay curious, just explore.
Always. Yeah. And that it was gonna come. It's gonna come. And all those things that you experienced and love will augur well for you.
Jacoba, I hit the wrong button. Sorry. A little rusty.
Why you
The button threw
apologizing?
me off.
Okay.
Hit the wrong one.
See, now, if this was live, there are no mistakes in live TV, my friend.
I know.
God, keep
We're
it
going
going.
to roll with it. I know.
Yep.
But I was one perfectionist. So when I editing, I'd be like so annoyed with myself. So yeah, I had to just give myself time to edit
You're
it.
in the wrong business if you're a perfectionist.
Really?
Yeah. Talking about? It's human.
When
It's
you
real.
said that, we still rolling. So tell me what you
It's
said. That.
human. It's real. And you have to be that. Which is funny because you had asked me, you made a comment before we started when I got here. And you said, oh, today we're going to meet the real Belle. and I cackled, right? Because I'm always myself.
Right.
And so I think that none of us is one-dimensional. So it may be performance, it's never fit. Do you know what I mean?
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
What I meant by that was that I think now the focus has changed where you would put someone else in the spotlight, but no, you are in the spotlight and the focus is on you. We want to hear your story. So that's what I mean by the real Belle. People might know the persona and the brand and the TV host, but do they really know?
Or the perception of.
And the perception, but do they really know who you are?
Right.
That's what I meant. All right. So how was the experience like? Because you were a presenter on CBC for how many years?
14 and a half years.
14.
Yes.
So you got a lot of crazy stories, right? I want to hear one crazy story.
But you got to tell me which aspect, like which, you know
which
what I mean?
one, just one that come to your mind. Like, let me just be freeing up. Like, whatever come to your mind first, the craziest story.
So the story that comes to my mind is not a story that happened on TV. It's a story that's connected to me being a presenter.
Okay.
And not on CBC and not on. But a lot of times the best stories are the ones that happen behind the scenes.
Right.
Okay, so 2 stories come to mind. So this one is connected to Rising Stars. Remember Rising
Yes.
Stars? Right. Which I hosted for 3 years. It was such an amazing experience. Listen, don't let me forget what you asked me here, because I do that. I was random. I turn left, go on and we'll tell you a story. Then I'm like, what are you talking about? Okay.
That's good. That's all right.
So yeah, Rising Stars was an amazing. I had just moved back, so everybody was like, "Who's this girl? Who's this girl?" Right? When I got Rising Stars, and I had written down, because I had a life's to-do list in this little book,
Okay.
and it was 100 things to do before I die. I telling Matthew all kind of things that I never tell people. But anyways, 100 things to do before I die, right? And so, and I had like some like things like get married and have 2 kids, move back to Barbados, raise my kids in Barbados, like things that you need other people to do with you. Travel throughout the Caribbean, things like that I had on the list. Climb Grouse Mountain, which I did. So what I did was I purposely set it up so I would never reach 100 things. Okay. So because each time I took one thing off,
you put it on
the number would change, right? So I'd never get to 100. And I had written down, I want to travel throughout the Caribbean, because I had never done that before. I lived here, I moved to Canada, that was it. I'd never traveled, I've never been to any other Caribbean island.
Never?
You hear what I tell you?
Okay.
I had never been to any other Caribbean island when I moved to Canada. I never, only Barbados.
Only Barbados, got it.
So it was only after I moved back in 2005 that I started traveling throughout the Caribbean. And so when I got Rising Stars, I was like, oh my God, this is on my life's to-do list. I wrote this down and I get paid to do it. What? That blew my mind and made me understand the power of visualization, right? And writing things down. When you write down, it's real, you gotta hold yourself to it. So that was one of the stories. No, that is not your story. Right. Your story was about Rising Stars.
She going down the road to turn left.
Yeah. So first season of Rising Stars. And so remember, I had moved back in 2005, got Rising Star in 2006. So a lot of people still didn't really know me. So a lot of people would be like, oh, man, you used to girl from Barbados. So that was my name for a long time.
Right.
Right.
In Barbados.
Yeah, the girl from, yeah. So my best friend and I, we were in Bridgetown and I was looking for an outfit, right? So we go into this little store in, what is that street called? It's not Swan Street, to the street, James Street. And little store, right? So we're in the store and I'm looking around and the woman in the store is looking at me, right? And I know she's looking at me, but I'm pretending that I don't know she's looking at me. I'm looking at her, she's looking at me, and the lady's looking at me, and I'm pretending I don't see how this woman's looking at me, but she's assessing me. She's doing the squint. She's doing the peep around and the up and down, right? And she said, she put her hand here. You's our girl from Barbados.
She did it. She want to fight.
Right? She said it like that. And I said, and let me be honest and say, I used to have a lot of fun with this, by the way, depending on my mood, right? So I go, no. I get that a lot though. But I said no. But she must be cute or some foolishness like that. I think she'll like me because no, I'm not, right? Who tell me to do that? The woman, listen, the woman prop to the other side.
Different perspective. Sure.
And then she saw. You have the power of editing, correct? Before I tell you what you're going to tell me?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Let me go.
Listen, the woman prop, right? And she said, your best thinking lad is you. By the time she said, I was.
You'd gone?
I was in Broad Street, boss. I was like, man, best friend was playing grown.
But what she want to fight though? I don't get it.
Listen, I think
she was that excited or something. What was it?
I think that Cassandra Crawford, one of my CBC colleagues, right? does the best assessment of what this woman could be thinking in a moment. She think as an idiot.
Right.
Why no is she? Right? But to this day, I'm like, but wait, but it's a great story to tell at parties though. Right? But that was her reaction. I don't know why.
You could see my notes from there because my original question, right, before I answer that,
No, I can't see your notes.
what? Tell me your craziest fan story. That's what I really wanted to ask. And I don't know why I asked what was your craziest CBC story,
Right.
but you give it to me just now. The fan story that I wanted.
Bro.
So thanks for that.
Yeah. So that was right. So we skipped ahead to that question. But like I said, behind the scenes used to be interesting. I remember I don't get along with lizards, okay? Like, I'm sorry, I don't like the eyes, I don't like the tail. Act real foolish. You know? Especially the green ones, if they get inside your house, that's a problem. Because the inside ones, the ones that most people freak out about,
Yeah, the house lizards, yeah.
right, they run away from you. So they already know the lay of the land and they know which little crack in the ceiling to run away from you, right? You see them idiots that need chlorophyll that get into your house by mistake? They run at you, right? I don't deal with them. So on the set of Morning Barbados,
On the set. Okay.
on the set of Morning Barbados, they used to have live plants. So the fellas used to put the plants outside at night so to get rainwater, whatever, and they would bring them onto the set. You friend for lizard?
This
Tell you
is
truth.
your interview. This is your no wait. Don't ask me any questions.
The kindred spirits. You friend for lizards. Look at your big man that you look.
I
Anyways,
have a phobia. And I also have the power to edit this out too. Go ahead.
yeah. So they would bring the plants in the morning, right? So was my first year. So my co-host is Carol Roberts, who of course is CEO of the NCF now. So we're coming on to the end of the show. I think maybe 5 minutes left on the show. I have to tell people, everybody know Carol to talk, right? So we're sitting there, and behind her is a bookshelf. And lizard is making its way across the bookshelf behind Carol. So she can't see lizard, but I can. And my girl, she's talking to me, you know? And I saw, because I'm fixated past her face at the lizard behind her, right? But I guess I looked like I was interested in listening. So she was talking. And the whole time I was self-talking. I was saying, Belle, oh my God, it moving. Or ragged. Belle, you get fired today. Because you can get up if that lizard move or jump. You can scatter this whole set. And you can let go about 3 hours while you're running. You can get fired, Belle. It was a nice run. You moved back to Barbados. You did it. You wrote this down. I'm going to move back to Barbados.
Yourself all
this, yeah. And this was also on my to-do list. My list to do this. Move back to Barbados, work at CBC. I wrote that down. And I did talking like you. It was nice. You enjoyed it, man. You can get fired. And my stomach started to hurt because I was holding I could feel my cortisol level rising. I was holding it all in, and my stomach started to hurt. And I said to myself, what are you gonna do? Now, bear in mind why I am doing this. She talking, you know, to me. And I saw her looking past her. And then 2 seconds before I did what I did next, if you told me I was going to do that, I would say no, because I didn't plan it. Mid-sentence of her talking. And I wish you had a bigger set so I could actually reenact for you what I did and how I did it. Listen, I rose up over that chair like royalty, backbone straight. I want you to remember, she mid-sentence. We live. Nobody knows what I'm doing except me and that darn lizard. And I got up real slow, like I was wearing a ball gown, you know? really slowly rose up out of that chair and strut off that set like Naomi Campbell in Milan. What do you mean?
You just walk off?
Yeah. I just got up and walked off in a strut like I was on a catwalk.
So what Carol did?
This woman said, nobody does that to Carol Roberts on live TV. She do the same thing. She got up and walked off and said, behind me. When I look back, I said, what is the woman doing?
Everybody said
Freaking out.
Like,
Everybody's freaking out. The director's freaking out. The audience at home is freaking out because nobody knows what's going on. I look back. So I'm walking and I, people who've been into the big studio, they lay the land, I got the bleachers, whatever.
Yeah.
Right. So I walk off the set. She comes strutting behind me. The director's freaking out. Like, what's going on? And he used to cuss in French. So the director's like, he's like speaking in French. And he's like, turn the cameras around. So he spun the cameras around. So I look back like, what are you doing? So I said, what are you doing? And then we just started busting out with it. Like her and I just started laughing uncontrollably.
So at what point they realized that you're running from a lizard?
Nobody realized I was running from a lizard. What do you mean? I did not run.
But what if that happened?
I explained it after, but yeah, so then they just end up rolling credits over us, holding each other and breaking down. They laugh. And then I told them, listen, you can imagine how I behaved if they had actually jumped on me.
Was this recording as well? You got this footage?
I do not have this footage.
Okay, we can find it.
I do not have this footage.
We can find it.
Yeah.
Somebody got up on a VCR somewhere.
No, you know what? They would have it now. Somebody would have it on a cell phone somewhere. No, but nah. But that was, yeah. We got a lot of phone calls out there.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Live TV is a beast though.
I love it.
It's a beast.
I love it.
Do you ever get like, other than lizards, do you ever get like nervous or frightened
Every
just before you go on?
Every single time.
Even after all these years?
Every single time.
Tell me what comes into your mind when the lights come on and the director about to say, you're on air, action, whatever.
I want to do my best for the people who've taken the time to tune in to watch me.
Right.
Yeah. And Matt Fingal changed my life with that.
Okay.
Yeah. Matt told me. So the connection with Matt, I went to Lodge. So, and I was lucky enough to be there during the Matt Fingal era. And, to this day, so he was Mr. Fingal at that time. He's Matt now. And I could still call Matt literally right this minute and ask him a question or his opinion about something and get the truth, right? So he told me, I went to, actually it was a seminar. It was this like thing that the NCF had done because they wanted to train MCs, right?
Okay.
And I went, and it was Mac handling the MC part, and Margaret Almongotter was there. She was handling protocol, which is a big deal in Barbados, right? So, and I remember in Matt's session, this was my takeaway from the whole thing, In Matt's session, he said, he went around the woman. He was like, "What do you feel when you're What do you feel when you're nervous?" By the way,
me?
Yeah.
What I feel physically?
Yeah.
I mean, like it would start to probably sweat.
Mm-hmm.
Tummy would then start to like, turn a little bit. That little feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And,
right.
And I feel like everything is just go in my head.
Okay.
Like information, and it just go blank.
Right.
Just got to try to bring it back.
I got you.
That happened with us already. Yes, it happened with us already. When I had to collect an award on the behalf of DJ Puffy, and I walked towards you, because I didn't expect him this, right? You
didn't expect Puffy to win?
I expect him. I didn't even know that the category had existed.
Okay.
So I was surprised, right? And then I heard that, Puffy's not here, so Future is going to take it on his behalf.
Oh, wait. You knew Puffy wasn't there, but you didn't know you would be accepting the award on his behalf?
I didn't know that.
Okay.
Yeah, they tricked me.
I like it. Mhm.
So walking down the stairs when you said, well, Future is here to collect on his behalf, I was like, he is? Okay, cool. While walking down the stairs, it's like, Belle, do not ask me to say anything. Don't ask. And they just walking down, they praying. No.
Mhm.
And then you said,
Did you look good? You felt you looked good? No,
I didn't
this
look
is a
my
serious
best.
question.
No,
I'm asking you. I'm laying some foundation here.
right.
Did you?
I didn't dress to be on stage. I didn't prepare.
Uh-huh.
Right. I just wanted to like chillax and be in the back and just
Uh-huh.
observe, That's how you dress. So anyway, so I come on, and as I was going to get the award from you or from whoever is presenting at the time, but you said, and can you say a few words?
Of course.
I was like, oh my gosh, a few words. I actually repeated a lot after it. Was like, a few words. And then it just rolled off.
Right.
Yeah, but that was a scary thing for me, and I think you were the first to pull me up on stage to ask me to speak in front
Nice.
of people.
All right. See, you still remember it?
Yeah, I remember it, and I fumble.
Mm-hmm. You know,
but-
you're probably the only person who thinks you fumbled.
and it is because it was so strange how the brain works. Because I remember I did a pause, and in my head, this pause felt like it was forever because everything went quiet.
Mhm.
And I was like thinking, because I wanted to say something and then I switched it. I said, no, let me speak from the heart. Now, let me just, instead of me like speaking from my head, let me speak from my heart. So I retract what I was saying and I pause. And I felt like that quietness was like forever. When I watched back the recording, it was hardly any space. It was hardly
Right.
any pause. I was like, why is the brain does that? I was like,
Right.
did I slow down time or something?
Mm-hmm.
Did it have some superpower? Anyway, but yeah, I think that I am the only one that saw that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Mac said, so he went around the room and he was asking everybody, what is it that you feel when you're nervous, when you have to do something? You know, so people like sweaty palms, dry mouth, start to get hot, gotta go to the bathroom. And he said, that is your body telling you, I want to do really, really well.
Mm-hmm.
And the minute you no longer feel that, find something else that lights that fire in your gut. Listen, man, tell me so a light bulb went off. I was like, what? And from then,
So you welcome
I
it.
embrace that. I look for it. And if I don't feel that, I'm usually like, no, you don't really want to do this show, right? So I look for that. And the reason I asked you about how you felt about how you were dressed on the day, that's one of the first things I get out of the way because I don't want to be distracted by it when I hit that stage. And this is something that came with experience. Actually, even in broadcasting school, they tell you about that. So don't wear a skirt that you're gonna be pulling at, or you know what I mean? Something you'll be conscious of, shoes that pinch. You know, like depending on the occasion, not too much cleavage, whatever, right? But so usually when I book something, one of the first things I get out of the way is wardrobe. Because I don't want to think about it, because I want to be confident in how I look and how I feel when I hit that stage so that I could do the job well and not be distracted by anything superficial, right? But it's really important, you know?
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Hi everyone, before I jump back into the conversation, I want to take a moment to talk about our sponsor for this episode, GibbsDirect.com. As a business owner, time is precious. I don't have a lot of time to be driving around searching for products, especially supplements that support my active lifestyle. That's where GibbsDirect.com comes in. It's an online store based here in Barbados, and let me tell you, their user-friendly website makes it real easy for me to find what I want, add it to my virtual shopping cart, and then place my order. I can then pick up the items at their convenient pickup location the same day. If I spend $300 or over, I get free delivery to my house. And here's the best part. You listeners get access to a discount today. Just type the word GEMS as your promo code at the checkout to unlock your savings. So whether you're a busy entrepreneur like me or just someone that is just looking for convenience and quality products, be sure to check out GibbsDirect.com. Okay, now let's get back to the conversation. What advice would you give to a person who want to get into the field that you're in, other than how to run away from lizards? Like,
I-
what should they prepare for?
Okay. Now here's the thing. So I'm going to answer this question within the context of where we are in media today, as opposed to when I jumped into the fray, right? So I think so much has changed, huh? And still changing. So I think that, first of all, you have to love people and you have to be a storyteller, and a storyteller that uses multiple mediums. So now when people say, well, like, what do you do? And I say, I don't say PR and communications. I say PR and multimedia communications.
Okay.
Because I use different mediums to tell the story. So first of all, you have to have a natural curiosity. And you definitely want to learn as much as you can about multimedia. Do not discount social media. Do not discount traditional media, because all of that matters and it's going to argue better for you, right? The way how the world is going now, you better learn something about AI, because that's the truth, right? And so I think that you have to be able, AI or not, you still have to be able to write. And if you want to be able to write, you have to read everything. Read a lot, talk to people, find out what area you want to most be interested in, so that that's the area that you could tell stories. So some people, I know here in Barbados, we don't have a lot of like designated type journalists where this person is a political journalist, this person is a sports journalist. You see what I mean? Because you could end up doing most anything. So I would say jump in, get that education, but make sure that you learn everything that you can about the business, because it makes it better to go in different directions. So you don't pigeonhole yourself into one area of it, because then you're more marketable that way.
Okay, I think that's really good advice. All right. So I have this thing to do. I have to do an interview in front of a live audience.
Nice.
No, that's not nice. But anyway, I guess it is. So, but I want you to coach me. What are some of the things I should think about or practice, or what gems would you like to give me for that, to prepare me for that?
First of all, you gotta do your homework.
Okay.
You cannot go in front of that microphone or in front of that audience and fudge it. You'd be doing yourself a disservice. You are insulting your guest. And of course, it means that you don't respect your audience either, or the medium, right? So first thing I would tell you to do is do your homework.
Okay.
And that might mean reading up on the person, reading up on the topic, maybe doing some pre-chats with people who are versed in the particular area. It wouldn't hurt to see and feel the space before you go.
Right.
But first and foremost, do your homework.
Do the homework.
Yeah. So you make sure whatever research, and sometimes you might be thinking, all right, let's say, Mahalia just came to mind. So you know her personally, right?
Yes.
And you have the opportunity to interview Mahalia.
Yes.
Do not take for granted. We've known each other since we were 12. Don't do that. Right? You still need to figure out, what is it that I want my audience to gain from this interview, and really be respectful and approach it that way.
Okay.
Yeah.
And why you think I have to be familiar with the space?
Because I find sometimes just going and feeling the space under your feet, you can already visualize then yourself in the space and being comfortable and connecting with that person and that audience. That's what that allows you to do.
Have you ever had a situation where you had to interview someone, but you weren't really versed in the topic?
I mean, you know what's the worst thing you can do? Pretend that you are. Don't pretend that you are if you're not. You can make yourself look real stupid.
Right.
Right? And then the thing is too, if you end up with somebody who maybe not that kind, right? And they drag you. So you want to be honest about that, right? So yeah, so you literally let your interviewee, your guest know, you know what? I don't know a lot about this. I'm really excited to talk to you.
Right.
Because I want to learn more.
Okay.
It's the truth.
It's true. And I do think though, like my technique for the time I've been doing this, it's good that I don't know too much.
Right.
because it keeps me inquisitive.
That's right.
And then when I hear stories or things for the first time, it's genuine, it's authentic.
Mhm.
So I like to keep things a surprise. So I just like to know the surface of something so that it gives me room to dig deep.
Right. Okay.
You rate that or not? Because you don't look too impressed.
I mean, no, it depends on what you want to get out of the interview.
Okay.
Yeah, it does. Why is that funny? That's probably the most serious thing I've said the whole time I've been here.
No, it's not. Oh my gosh, I forget all my other questions now. What's one of the biggest pet peeve backstage for you? Like, what is one of the things you hate? We put it out there so we can let people know with a book.
Regarding live shows.
Anything. Yeah, live shows, whatever it is, backstage or in the green room.
When a producer is not prepared,
Right.
when they're not ready, when I'm standing there thinking, I wish I got a script yesterday.
Right. And you
You
get
know?
it at the same time.
You know,
Right, just a few more things before we wrap. What is it?
we finished already.
I think we passed the hour, but I ain't sure.
Just start.
Because-
Actually,
problem.
so actually, we could segue beautifully into this.
Love?
Yeah. So say it with your chest, right? So what I'm wearing a t-shirt that's designed by my daughter. She's 14.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. And she is a budding artist. She probably would tell you, why are you putting budding in there? I'm an artist, right? So she's 14. I think she was born that way. In terms of her art, you know. So she created this design, and she's the kind of artist where I can't say, okay, Cece, can you design a blah 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 for me? I need it tomorrow. What are we talking about? No. She gotta be inspired, and she'll draw something. And it was actually originally hand drawn,
Okay.
and she loves t-shirts. And so one day, we were shopping in the US, and she's looking at t-shirts. So she likes graphic tees, right? And she said, well, this t-shirt is a distressed t-shirt for 40 something US or whatever, right? She was like, man, I need to create my own t-shirt. Like, I grabbed her in the store. I swear, if somebody was looking on it, probably thought I was abusing her. I was like, girl, I was waiting for you to catch up to me like 2 years ago. I told you about this, and I've been waiting. And so we were like, cool, as soon as we get home, she's going to start doing this. And she did. So this is literally, this is so hot off the presses because this is the very first shirt that's being worn.
Really?
I'm
I'm honored that you have it.
I haven't
Bread
paid for
brother.
it yet. I haven't paid her for it yet. Yeah, so I just really wanted to celebrate and honor what she's doing,
Okay.
and also the importance of teaching her business,
Correct.
right? And everything around that, and making sure that she has a business mentor, which she does, and she has that support, but still also let her be 14. Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Right. So this is what I'm excited about. So it's here. Oh, and it's here. I'm asleep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like it.
So I'm really excited about that, about that for her, and supporting her, and see where it goes.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good. I thought you would have bring mine though. You
So
step up there.
what size? What size shirt you wear?
XL
Do you like a V-neck or a circle neck?
circle.
Okay. All right.
Thank you very much. Let's talk family for a bit. Now that you brought your daughter in, how have you been able to balance your career and family, and still have, because you're a wife and a mother of two.
Real done.
Sorry,
We real done.
and you done
I mean,
two and then
done.
got it. Has that been challenging?
Of course. Of course.
Okay.
But I'm so lucky and so blessed. Like, I have such an amazing circle of support around me. So first of all, I can tell people I won the mother-in-law lottery. Just put that out there. Like, she's amazing, right? So yeah, my husband's great. And I think we met at a time where, like, honestly, like, I just think we were just fortunate, like, to connect. And then and be at similar points. Like neither one of us had ever been married. Neither one of us had children. A very similar family dynamic on both sides. So we were able to experience all these things together
Right.
as a first, which is amazing.
Okay.
Right. But no, it hasn't been easy at times. Like I remember I was still on the CBC morning show when she was months old and I was still breastfeeding. So I'd be backing out the driveway at 4:30, 4:45 in the morning, and I could hear her crying upstairs. And I'd back out the driveway. And I'd be at work and my boobs were like, you just want to get home to her. So, those stages, right? And then so my husband's a videographer. And so balancing assignments and like
That's kind of cool though.
it is cool.
You're all in the
It's
same
very
field.
cool. It's very cool. And so
He's behind the camera and you're in front.
yeah, it's cool. It's cool. We work well together too. So yeah, but we were really lucky to have like an amazing support from his parents when the children were younger. I mean, they're older now, and I realized with each year comes new challenges. So, and I've even tried to explain to the kids like, okay, like each time you get a new birthday, like it's new for me too. Like, so I've never been the mom of a 14-year-old before.
Yeah,
So this is
yeah.
new for me too. I'm learning when you're learning.
Yeah.
So I try to explain that to them. But family is so important to me. Like I always say I cannot imagine my life without my sisters.
Okay.
Like without them, life would be super hard.
So you've been fortunate enough to have a support system.
Yeah.
And to be married to someone that understand your job, who's also in your field.
Yeah.
You hit the jackpot.
Yeah.
What's next for you, Belle?
Oh wow.
What's next?
The what's next? This is like the what's your 5-year plan question when you go to a job interview.
No, this could be what you're doing tomorrow.
What's next? Well, this brand is gonna blow up, and I'm gonna support her in yes, and I'm gonna support her in everywhere that I can, and it's funny. Like I try to like children will come to you. Do you have a kid?
Yes.
How old?
He's going to be 8 this year.
He's gonna be 8. Right. So my son is gonna be 12 this year. So he came to me and he goes, I want to do something on the stock market. I'm like, what are you talking about? Stock market? What are you talking about?
12?
Yeah. And I was like, and sometimes you don't know where these little nuggets come from, where these little gems come from, right? And so even though it may just have been a passing thought, who knows? I said, you know what? Okay, I'll look into that for you. And we're gonna look at, I'm gonna learn with you and we're gonna figure it out. Because you just don't know like what can sprout in a child's brain in their life, So I try to be like that.
Right.
I was here. The question just popped into my head if I'm a strict mom or not, but
Go ahead, answer your own question.
Belle, you're strict.
You just can't help it.
I think that I am indulgent, and I think that I don't reward bad behavior.
Okay.
But I believe in rewards, So like they get a lot of privileges but you got to put in the work first. You got to put in the work and earn this, So I get like super emotional about the children. Like, and I'm the one who's probably making the most noisy house.
We getting some real good thumbnails anyway over this.
Right? My husband's the one that's like, listen, like we're cool until, but I'm the one who's always like, we don't even, that's me. But, and also I'm like, wait, they're real quiet. Where they at? Right? I want like, if you're too quiet, you understand? Yeah. Up to something.
So you gotta keep it in between. So I don't know.
Yeah, but you know what? But their lives are so different than like my growing up experience.
Yeah.
Which was barefoot running about, right? They like we don't even have. There are no kids in my neighborhood except for mine.
There are no kids.
No, there are no kids in my gap except for my two. And we're the youngest family in the gap. So like, but you know what? When I was growing up, I'm sorry, we would have found the kids in the other street over.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
I think it's the same thing for us too.
Right.
Like they're kids, but to be honest with you, I only realized that we had like a kid next door
Right.
yesterday, and we were
Here in Barbados?
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Just be inside. Yeah. So, because we got a wrap soon.
All right.
At the time, right? I have this thing where when a guest come on now, they have to drop a gem for the next guest. What comes on your heart, what comes to mind, just advice that you want to share. It could
So
be.
that what my gem from last time?
Say again.
You said when guests come on the show, you drop a gem for the next guest. So where is my gem?
So wait.
Last guest.
Can you let me?
I'm so sorry. I apologize.
Can you let me run my thing? Come on, man. I want you to drop your gem 1st, and then we're going to drop the gem that was left for you.
I should behave. Yes, I'm ready.
What is the gem that you will leave for my next guest? I don't know who this guest is.
Okay.
So go ahead.
Prayer without action is just a poem.
Straight. Okay. Short, simple, to the point, and effective.
You want something more poetic? I'll give you another one.
You give me another one?
Yeah, these are original gems here.
Yeah, 2 for 1. Let's go.
Fate has a way of throwing us into strange and wonderful cycles of life.
Okay.
Like really sit down and study that. Fate has a way of throwing us into strange and wonderful cycles of life.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
All right. So now we're going to play the gem that was left for you
Wow.
from my previous guest.
Okay. I'm excited.
You know, Sesame Street. If I was a Sesame Street girl, rush home from school, watch Sesame Street. I love the old Sesame Street. So for your next guest, no matter, always remember, like Sesame Street had said, there is only one you. And as the saying goes, that is your superpower. There is only one you. That's your superpower.
Yes. Got it.
There's only
one Belle Holder. Not Belle Hall.
Not the venue.
Belle Holder. Well, thanks for coming
Thank
today.
you so much for having me.
It was a lot of fun.
Cool.
This is very entertaining.
You need to do a round table.
Right.
Well, this isn't round. This is octagonal. Right.
This is a diamond, okay?
Right. Oh, right.
My vision, it was supposed to be like a diamond.
Okay. So you could have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guesses.
All right, I would think about it.